Alright guys, back with another video, and this time we have a new leader. I've been taking a little break since work has been stressful and everything, and I got into an accident yesterday at work, and that was not the best thing either, but I finally just took the time to build a new Set 5 era leader with an updated little bit of information about the format and things that are going on. I'll make a video about just discussing that, but I just want to give you guys the new Janemba promo leader. This guy's pretty interesting if you guys haven't checked him out. He's one of a kind. He sends two top cards from the top of your opponent's deck and then draws you a card when he attacks. And he can draw a card regardless if he attacks a leader or a battle card, which is very, very strong. And when he awakens, you untap 2 energy. On this side, he does the exact same things and draws you a card, and then he has another cool ability when you're, like, say they're about to kill you, you can just discard a card and negate the last attack, which is pretty interesting. And I totally forgot about that ability when I was playing against my girlfriend. Played this last night, to be honest, because I would have won the game if I'd have negated her next attack, which was, I should have remembered to do that. I don't know why I couldn't remember, but that's the cool thing about it. Let's go and get into it. This deck is very strong against Hercule and decks that draw a lot of cards, and it's very strong against Shenron decks. If the Shenron leader decks, if you can get them to lose all their common pieces. But even though the Shenron deck pretty good against recurring the graveyard, which is the only bad side about it, but you do get close to decking out every game. So I incorporated a few cards to make sure that you don't just rely on decking them out. I'd start off the one legendary flute. Yes, you're a blue leader, and this card's amazing. It's limited. This deck's mainly blue, so 4 Sinju, defensive leader, defensive deck, and you need to make sure that you can defend yourself as well as you can, and being is the best way to do it. And it helps you be offensive too. 4 Dimension Magic. This card is amazing. A new negate, if you guys know what it does, it has Sparking 5. If you can take a life, you have 5 or more cards in your drop area, and then use this counter ability instead of paying the 1 energy, and then you untap 2 energy. So it's sort of like a Wiz's Coercion, but this one untaps
more annoying
2 blue energy. Except for Wiz can untap any color energy, which is why this card's a little different. But this card's a lot better in this deck than Wiz's Coercion, so I don't play any of those. Down to the battle cards, that was all the extras. 4 Majin Buu and 3 Kami. Alright, so these cards are very similar. So the only reason I play more Buu is because I want to make sure I have good blue energies. Mainly, that's the only reason really why. But Kami is very similar, but he has an ability where he can board wipe 4 cost or less, ignoring barrier by paying 2 energies, activate main, and he has deflect. And he draws you a card, so it's a very good card. I could arguably play Dende instead in the main deck, but this deck's very defensive if you don't want your opponent to be able to just free-willy play that many cards. But I do think if the meta keeps shaping around ramp leaders, I'll probably play some Dendes in the main deck. Or side them anyway. Either way works. The last one drop, 2 Awakening Talent Band. Okay, so this deck isn't the most aggro deck, but I wanted a way to push and awaken whenever I want to, because you do kind of want the extra pressure just in case you feel like you can't deck them out. Well, this is why this deck's got a little bit of an aggro aspect into it. I added just to make sure you can at least push for game with all the cards that you play that are untapping and stuff like that, so you can pressure. And this card's pretty good anyways, because a lot of times they won't try to awaken you early on. 4 of your super combo. This is the new Sparking super combo. Specifically important in this deck because you kind of want to be able to defend before you get to 4 life in certain situations where they're trying to triple strike you from 5 to 2 at all costs or something like that, and that's not good for you. You want to be able to play this one. It also gives you a 10,000 boost regardless of whether or not you have the 5 and drop, which is very powerful. There are no overrealm cards in this deck, if you were wondering, but I probably would side them, so I could probably play the other super combo that's new from this set, the Kai, but that needs more testing, because I probably will side overrealm cards. 4 Unyielding. This card's super powerful. You're playing a blue leader, and you draw cards on the front side, and this just helps you put pressure on if you feel like you need to apply pressure, and it also helps you keep an energy open for your opponent's turn, because sometimes you don't have the opportunity to not be able to tap out. That helps you tap out for 4 for Vegito. 3, Raging Spirit. I was playing no copies of this, and then I realized it's pretty important to have this. Even though that combi exists, I wouldn't worry too much about it. I'd probably side the 4 copy of this. But this card's very important in the sense that it's a reusable combo, and it helps you kill threats, like against Storm. Stuff like that. 4 of the Reality Bender Janemba. Now, this card is very powerful. It has critical deflect, which is powerful in itself. And whenever it has a permanent ability, if your opponent has battle cards and 4 energy, and you don't have any battle cards, this is the only reason why I think Detonate is not as good in this deck, because you kind of want them to get the 4 energy. This guy becomes a 1-drop in your hand, and he has an ability where at the end of the turn, he goes back to the bottom of the deck, and then you mills your opponent 2 cards. So it's more mill, and it helps you put more cards in your back in your deck if you're playing against a mill deck yourself. And yeah, it's pretty good. The card is also a cool, like, I'll explain a little bit more why he's important in a second, but he's just very good that he's a 1-drop and can help you pressure for game because he's got 20k and critical. Oh yeah, most important card in the deck really, 4 awe-inspiring Intimidator Vegito. This card is amazing. The only reason why this deck really can play, and the Deadly Defender Vegeta is pretty cool, but it doesn't have 20k, and that's not what you kind of want to do in this deck. You don't mind your opponent attacking you for a little bit of damage. You want to keep your card advantage up, but he draws you card when you have 5 more energy, and he's very good at doing his job. He has barrier, and you don't want that many battle cards on the field, and that's why you don't really want to continue to play cards that don't give you cards back in your hand, because it will lose card advantage pretty quickly if you don't play anything that draws you a card. That's why I don't really like playing this card until turn 5, honestly. That's kind of, you want to try the game out as long as you can. But he's very, very powerful. The opponent has to clear him before they kill you. And if they don't kill you fast enough, they'll deck out. 3 at all costs Vegeta. I was playing 2 at first, but I realized how important he is in this deck. And he is the main reason why you can finish games the way you do. He's pressure, he draws your card and taps the energy, gains power, gives you more cards of your life so you don't get criticaled. This is very powerful against a lot of decks, and he allows you not to tap out as well. He's just very good. Triple striker and can kill things. It's one of your only removals in the deck, which is why he's there. 4 of your Pseudo Super Combo Unbreakable, and 4 of the new Pseudo Combo Unbreakable. Yes, there's so many super combos in this deck. Yes, you're trying to defend yourself. A lot of times you won't even be tapped out on your turn, and then you literally won't make a play, and your opponent will be like, what? And unless you play a 1-drop to draw your card. Basically, these are the reason why this deck is very powerful. This new sale added a lot of power to decks like this, and here Hurdigarn variants as well, and any deck that really can stay alive. More super combos, the better you can defend, and it doesn't draw that many cards. It helps you keep card advantage in your hand when you're defending or being offensive. But yeah, this is why this deck's pretty strong in my opinion, because you can play all these. And for the last 2 cards in the deck, a lot of people don't understand this, and this is very important. 2 of the Hidden Power Supreme Kai. This is one of the reasons why this deck can at least have another way to finish the game other than milling your opponent out. You don't really want to rely on just milling them out, and that's why this guy is pretty important. You basically will go, a lot of times you'll play this for 1 energy after clearing your 1-drops on the field, so you don't waste so much energy playing them. Attack with this, combo with this, combo with another super combo, and that's 40k, and you didn't lose anything really, and he did his job. You'll go for 40k double strike, knock them down, and then hopefully you can finish them with an Add Cost Vegeta or another Pan. I'll probably bump this up to 3 and the side, between the side and the main, because it's just that good in this kind of deck, because your opponent doesn't really like think of them, your attacks being super impactful, because they think you're just trying to mill them out. You want your opponent to lose card advantage somehow, and that's why this card's pretty important, because you can't just rely on milling them out, because then you won't ever get a chance to like drop their hand low, because they'll pressure you even harder if you don't give them any pressure back. Thank you guys for watching. I haven't been posting videos that much. I haven't had much time to, and I've been trying to focus on living life and doing other things. But I will be at Nationals, and this is one of the decks I've been testing, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys would like to let me know what deck you want me to try next, because I do want to try other decks in this format other than Shenron and stuff like that. And I'll try to get a movie Gogeta Leader going on soon. I'm trying out different builds with that. And comment down below what you want to see next. Thank you guys for watching.